how to do blurred makeup that makes the whole face look softer, smoother, and instantly more polished. We are doing cloud skin, fresh cherry blush, and soft focus lips. So basically, that refined modern makeup look where nothing is harsh, but everything looks beautiful. If your makeup ever looks too sharp, too heavy, or like it's sitting on the top of the skin, this technique changes everything. Yesterday, I grabbed some new product based on your recommendations, and I also repurchased one of my favorite skincare products for soft, smooth skin, an enzyme powder. And so I'm starting with a gentle cleanse, and today I'm also using a little enzyme powder as an extra prep step. So how I like to use it? I take a small amount, literally about half of the teaspoon. Then I add a few drops of water and start to gently rub my hands together to activate it. You will feel it transform into a very light, slightly creamy foam. And this is a key, don't rush this step, give it a few seconds so the texture fully develops. Then I apply it onto damp skin, very gently massaging it in with the circle motions. I focus a bit more on areas where texture tends to build up, like around the nose, chin, and center of the forehead, but I keep everything very soft, no pressure, no aggressive rubbing. So the goal here is not to scrub the skin, but softly dissolve the skin cells using the enzymes. Then I rinse it off with warm water, and immediately the skin feels smoother, softer, and more even. It almost has that filtered feeling already, which is exactly what we want for this kind of a blurred makeup. Then I'm going with the hydration. I'm using something new from Lancome, just enough moisturizer to make the skin feel comfortable and flexible without overloading it. And with this kind of blurred makeup, we want hydration, but in a very, very controlled way. I take a small amount, about a pea size, and warm it up between my fingers first. Then I press it into the skin rather than dragging it across, and this makes a big difference because pressing helps the product absorb better and keeps the surface of the skin smooth. I start from the center of the face and move outward, focusing on areas that need a bit more support, like the cheeks and jawline, and then whatever is left, I lightly go over the T-zone again. I don't want too much product there because there is where makeup can start to move or look shiny. This cream is really nice for normal to dry or slightly dehydrated skin, especially if you want that solid plumping or smoothing effect without heaviness. It gives the skin a bit of bounce and structure, which works beautifully under makeup. For primer, I want something that gives a soft, smoothing effect, almost like a solid glass skin finish, but still very natural. Also, I take a small amount and gently spread it across the highest point of the face first, cheeks, bit of the forehead, and then whatever is left I tap onto the rest of the skin. Again, no dragging, just soft pressing motions. And this way the product really melts into the skin instead of sitting on top. And look at this glow. It's not oily, it's not sparkly, it's just healthy, hydrated skin. No flakes, no patchiness, just very refined, beautiful skin that's perfectly prepped for makeup. For concealer, I keep in the same idea. Very targeted and very soft. I don't want a bright, heavy under eye moment, just because that can take away from the blurred effect and create too much contrast. And I'm using slightly yellow-orange toned concealer because I have some blue and purple under eye circles right now. And this is where color theory really makes a difference. Yellow and orange tones helps neutralize those cool, dark shades because they sit opposite on the color wheel. I'm placing just small amount exactly where I need it, usually closer to the inner corner and slightly along the hollow. Actually, we could stop right here if you like a very natural look, but I want to show you cloud skin, so we are going to add a bit of foundation. If you are not a foundation person, this concealer step alone is already enough. The biggest difference with the blurred makeup is how little product you actually need. But even more important than the product are the tools. The brush must be clean. This is your friendly reminder at the end of the day, wash your brushes, so you have a perfect start for your makeup the next day. I'm using the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation, about 2 pumps for the whole face. I love this one for a radiant finish if I have any texture. This is such a great option because it smooths everything visually while still looking very skin-like. It's long-lasting, breathable, and gives that almost soft focus effect, like a real-life filter, and the shade range is beautiful. Today I'm using 1N. I always start from the jawline and using soft tapping motions, and then slowly work my way up in the line, almost like a snake movement. I'm using very thin layer and usually I only apply it where I want to even things out, mostly in the center of the face. But today, since we are creating that cloud skin effect, I'm diffusing it a bit more across the face while still keeping it light. Instead of painting it on, I'm pressing it into the skin. This is what makes the base look seamless and truly skin-like. No harsh lines, no visible layers, everything just melts together. I'm also letting the outer part of the face stay softer and slightly lighter. This creates a natural dimension without needing heavy contouring. I'm going into the contour shade first, and what I love about this powder is how finely milled and subtle it is. It's not too cool, not too warm, it gives that perfect soft shadow without looking harsh or muddy on the skin. I take a small amount on the brush and start placing it just under the cheekbones. I also add a touch around the perimeter of the face, along the temples and slightly along the hairline, just to softly frame the face. Nothing sharp, nothing to define it. So this step should be almost invisible, but it makes such a difference in making the face look more refined and balanced. Then I go into the highlight from the same palette. And again, this is not about intense shine. I'm applying it very lightly to the high points, tops of the cheekbones, a little on the bridge of the nose. That's it. And what I love here is that it gives us very soft, elegant glow. It's not glittery, it doesn't emphasize texture. It just enhances that polished skin effect we've been building from the beginning. After that, I'm moving on the brows using the brow powder. For this look, I want the brows to feel soft and natural, not overly structured. So I'm using very light hand here. I pick up a bit of product and start filling the sparse areas. I'm mostly focusing on the tail and slightly through the middle of the brow. I am not pressing too hard. I'm almost letting the powder sit on the skin and blend into the hairs. And this creates that soft focus effect instead of sharp, drawn-on lines. At the front of the brow, I go even lighter. I use whatever is left on the brush and softly flick upward to mimic natural hairs. This gives the brows airy and more modern looking. If needed, I slightly blend through with a spoolie just to diffuse everything even more. The cherry blush, and I'm using the YSL Make Me Blush powder. And this shade is perfect for that fresh, healthy, slightly romantic flush, but still keeps everything look elegant and soft. And this blush is beautifully pigmented, so you don't need much. I'm placing it a little closer to the apples of the cheeks first. So if you ever feel like your powder blush isn't blending well or looks too intense, here's a small trick. Take a foundation brush with whatever is left on it, no extra product here, and gently go over the edges. It instantly softens everything and melts the blush into the base. You'll see how much easier and more seamless it becomes. What makes this look beautiful is not just the color, it's the diffusion, right? And I don't want to see where the blush starts or where it ends. It should look like a natural bloom in the skin, very soft, very airy. This step should almost feel invisible in terms of technique. But visually, it makes such a difference. And if you're a bit nervous about blush, start with a less product and build it slowly. Next, thanks so much for your recommendation. This is incredible. Seriously, wow, I couldn't resist and bought it yesterday and I'm already obsessed. I'm talking about the volumizing Glossy balm. The formula is unreal, so creamy, so smooth, and it gives that perfect glossy finish without feeling sticky or heavy. And the color is gorgeous too, just the right balance of warmth and brightness. Very flattering and wearable for every day, but also gives that little extra pop. I love how it enhances the lips while still looking very natural and soft. What really blew me away is the volumizing effect. Your lips look fuller, more defined, but it doesn't feel artificial at all. It's like your lips, but elevated, soft and shiny. And seriously, thank you one more time for putting me onto this. I'm so impressed. Okay, let's move on to the eyes. I'm keeping everything soft and supportive of the skin and blush, and I'm using gentle tones that adds shape and definition, but nothing too dramatic or graphic. I start by diffusing a light matte shadow all around the eye, keep the edges soft and airy, and then I add a little more definition closer to the lashes. just enough to make the eyes stand out naturally. Next, I take a matte brown shade and apply it to the outer corners of the eyes. Look straight ahead, relax your forehead, and gently press it into the crease. I also use a tiny bit along the sides of the nose to subtly sculpt and lift the center of the face. It's amazing how such small touches can create structure without heaviness. This look works best when the whole face feels harmonious. Honestly, I love how it looks even without mascara. Soft, fresh, and open. But if I want a little more polish, I add a light coat of mascara. With or without, it keeps the face looking very clean and actually approachable. At this point, I like to step back and look at the whole face. If the blush needs softening, I gently diffuse the edges again. If the base needs touch more polish, I lightly press everything in. This is really what blurred makeup is about, softening every edge until nothing feels harsh or overdone. And here's the finished look: blurred luminous skin, soft cherry blush, and diffused lips that makes the whole face look fresh, polished, and very wearable. I love this style because it feels elevated without being heavy or overdone. It's soft, flattering, and looks beautiful both in real life and on camera. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!